Well, for some reason, everything is going wrong today. Everybody on 10 minutes, along with the prodigal Sean himself, Sean Miller. Sean, four very interesting games today. We had a really nice setup of some fun stuff going on. And for a change, I think everything. It was one of those days when you felt like you got your money's worth.
Yeah, I think the first game, you got the interesting storyline about Breel and Bolo scoring for Switzerland against Cameroon, and he was born in Cameroon. And, the second game was not the greatest game ever, and then the last two games, were really, really interesting, and could have gone either way. So for a while, the Brazil game, really they dominated, but obviously the Portugal game, they were a little bit lucky to get out of there with a 3-2 win.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got to say that that last 45 minutes, actually less than 45 minutes, was crazy in the Portugal game. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy fun, unless, of course, you're Portugal. Then your heart was in your throat. But there you go. I mean, it was fun to watch, and big goal scored on a penalty, and Ronaldo got it, and now he scored in 5 consecutive World Cups.
Yeah, yep, and really, and they're a little bit lucky. Diogo Costa was a little lucky late there that Inaki Williams slipped. But yeah, look, I mean, they get the win, and that's really the only thing that counts after the game. You got to get wins here. You got to put 3 points on the board in these first games, especially when a team like Uruguay struggled in their game to do anything. So, huge to get the win.
Leave it to Brazil to put on a show, though.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought the first half was okay. It wasn't. I was very disappointed in Serbia. I think Alex Mitrovic, who I've talked about a lot, I think he's a little bit more banged up than he's letting on here. So I think this Serbia team is in a little bit of trouble. Although they played all right in the first half, the second half was all Brazil. Brazil, could have won 3-4-0 pretty easily. So I think this Brazil team, I don't know. I'm not sure anybody could beat this team. I'd be really shocked. Neymar's injury is a little bit interesting to me, but sometimes Neymar, I don't even, to be honest, I mean, this is a little bit sacrilegious to say, but I don't even know if they need him, to be honest. They got so many other attackers, and sometimes, he's on the ball too much, and, might not be the worst thing in the world if he's out.
No, I'll tell you what, the ratings have come in for the World Cup so far, and the U.S. opener was witnessed. 7.2 million people watched that on Fox, which was a phenomenal number, and the numbers on Telemundo and Peacock for Spanish language are just as strong, if not stronger. So we're getting some good numbers here, and I can't even begin to believe, since tomorrow, is a holiday, or a holiday-ish. There's going to be a lot of people watching England and the U.S. play, and I'm guessing that they're going to break some records tomorrow.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people watching in pubs and in bars and in houses, parties and stuff like this. But I would imagine these numbers are going to be pretty crazy, and
which is great.
Yeah, no, it's great for the game. It's great for this. I think after that, after the Premier League, when it comes back, I just think this thing has become so popular in America, and I know sometimes it's interesting because that guy Joe Wiz, he's kind
Yeah.
of embraced soccer over the last year, and before that they were the guy before him didn't really want to talk about it, and they started to figure out, look, this is a huge sport. It's probably gaining. It's more popular now than some of these other sports here on the Big Four as it is, and it's going to get these numbers are going to be way bigger than any basketball game or any hockey game this year. So it is what it is. I mean, it is the World Cup. So, but the Premier League has been breaking records as well lately.
Well, the Premier League has been breaking records, and then you add on top of that CBS's presentations of the Champions League uh, on you know on Paramount Plus,
yeah,
and there. I mean, right now, I think you could certainly make a case that I know that a lot of people were upset that that we were getting this World Cup in the middle of the winter, right? But
yeah.
I don't think it could have been a better time.
I'll be honest. I think it's actually been. This is actually going to help everything and help the viewership and stuff going forward. Yeah. Brazil's second goal was a beauty. Foxy, come on. Foxy, Darwin Nunez was terrible. He's terrible. Darwin Nunez was terrible. Pulisic is just the guy on the right. I don't know. I mean, he was okay, but Darwin Nunez and some of these other players were terrible for you. I'm very disappointed in Uruguay today. I thought they were, better than they were. That game was atrocious. I mean, it was just
That
really
second
bad.
goal of Brazil was, man, that was pretty
Yeah,
wild. That was
yeah.
he didn't get to the scissor kick, but he got
They're,
to the 3-quarter.
yeah, they're just really good. They're just. Richarlison's got 9 goals now in 7 games for Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And he's becoming basically a must-take there in the excuse me, in the goal scoring bets.
We're talking about TV numbers, and there's going to be hopefully after the World Cup is over, the new Apple Plus subscription deal works in the 1st of February. My brother's overseeing that, and I was texting with him today, and he was saying that he feels that this great a solid World Cup viewership is going to help the MLS on Apple Plus.
Yeah, I think that's true. I would agree with that. I think that could be very big for that.
He's overseeing the Spanish language broadcasts on Telemundo and Peacock right now. So,
Myron asked how Suarez still makes the Uruguay team, because if they don't play him, he'll bite somebody if they don't play him. Darwin was on the left. Look, I don't know. That Foxy, look at they were pretty good in qualifier, but I just think he's got to, Nunez has got to score here at some point, or else they're a mess. Because he's got some, he hasn't been great for.
Hey, does Foxy have a Darwin jersey?
I don't know. Foxy, do you have a Darwin jersey? He's probably got a. I don't know. Foxy, at my football game, the one coach is a Newcastle fan, so I told him enjoy it while you can, because the boys are back in town as it is. as Dubai looks like Apple has pulled himself out of the running. So so looks like it's gonna be Dubai buying Manchester United, hopefully.
You think it's Dubai?
I think it's gonna be probably Dubai. Martinelli, Fred, and Jesus off the best. I don't see they're losing. They're deep. Yeah, Bill, 100%. I think it's going to be probably Dubai. I mean, I just don't know who else it could be. I mean, there's that Ineos, but they own Nice. I just think it's going to be to the point where if these people are going to try to get the most money from, if they're going to try to be like an auction and get the most money, no one's going to outbid them. So yeah, it'll probably be a nation state. So it makes sense. I mean, they're clearly the biggest club in the world and the biggest club in England. That's for certain. So
well, it's the biggest brand.
Yeah.
That will fetch $1.
That's the thing, the branding, because they already have these things in place. They're a money making machine off the pitch. They're a selling stuff and everything. So
well, the merch, the merchandise.
Look, like that's the thing. Like Newcastle will get to that point. Manchester City's getting to that point, but Manchester City still doesn't sell anywhere near as much merchandise as
well, I mean, you can't. I mean, Manchester City and all the other teams in the league, they're 10 years behind Manchester United.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So they're not losing. I mean, it's one of those things. But at the end of the day, you can't deny what's going on here.
Yes. But just from the games yesterday, the games today, I thought Switzerland, that's a big win for them there, especially with the way the other games played out. And you look at the standings there in that group. What is going on here? Switzerland now goes into the second game here. I believe Switzerland plays Brazil next, and Cameroon plays Serbia. So
yes, that's the way it works.
Yeah, Switzerland's going to get a chance there. Now Serbia, if they don't do anything in that game, Switzerland's going to go into a game with Serbia, and it's going to be, Serbia's going to be out. Now, if Serbia wins that game and then Brazil beats Switzerland, that's for, second place there. So that could be interesting.
Yeah, I think that's going to be phenomenal. Let's talk for a second about, one of the things that, we've got going on here, and that's have you seen any starting lineups or potential starting lineups for the U.S. tomorrow?
I have not. They haven't really talked a little. I know they're training tonight. Their families were there, and they kind of did that. I think they're training tonight. I haven't seen anything yet. But I would assume there's going to be a few changes. Let's see. Versus England.
I know the Brits are quite. If you listen to TalkSport, which I did today, they're pretty confident that the United States is going to go down big. But that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine he plays the same lineup. I mean, if he does, he's a bigger dope than I thought he is. He's got to change some stuff around. I think.
I haven't seen. My understanding is, I think we're going to see Reyna play tomorrow.
I would hope so.
I don't see how he gets away with not playing Reina tomorrow.
I think England probably plays basically the same lineup. It looks
that
like
they played the other day.
Yeah, it looks like Harry Kane's going to play. Projected U.S. lineup. He's got Reina in there in the middle. And he's got Tyler Adams, McKinney, Reina, and a 3 with Weah, right, and Pulisic up top. So he's got Haji right in for Sargent. I'm not sure about all that. When he's, they Cameron Carter Vickers could come in for Walker Zimmerman. I think that would be something that they should be done. I think after watching what Zimmerman cost him 2 points there. I think that's probably the smart thing to do, but I don't know. I'm not sure they do too much tomorrow in that game. I'm a little bit. I hope they do. It'd be great to be able to have some bragging rights, but on Twitter. But I'm not sure it could happen.
I think that they certainly have the potential of keeping it close.
I think they could.
I don't think it's a 6-2 blowout. I don't see that happen.
I hope not.
Could it be? Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure they're going to let that happen. I just think he's got to be safe about it and just not get blown out here. So I know Myron is hoping they get blown out because Myron's in Belize and is a Mexico fan. So
Myron wants it to happen, huh?
Yeah, Myron's on a big. He's been down on the U.S. ever since the U.S. embarrassed Mexico in the Dos Acero game in the round.
No, that's not that wasn't the Americans' fault.
Yeah, he's just mad. He gets mad about when it's good teams like when
Myron, buddy, you have to understand. If Mexico should win, they don't. Under those circumstances, you can't blame the winning team for winning.
Yeah, see that Myron saying 7-0 England there now. He gets.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. Not quite. No, I'm looking at. We're looking at is it going to be? I mean, is England got to be the favorite? Of course, they're going to be the favorite. But are they going to win by 7 goals? No.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 7-0.
Hey, by the way, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope that you're having a good day, a good Thanksgiving day.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
It's all kinds of crazy going on in this area. We've all been watching soccer and having a good time, but just making sure that everybody's enjoying their holiday. And if you're in another country like Myron, where you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, we just hope we're having a nice and calm Thursday afternoon, or in your case, wherever you may be, it might even be Thursday evening.
Yeah. Yep.
Or if it's Belize, it's Friday morning. So, yeah.
Yeah, we got the NFL games coming up today as well. The first game down to the wire. You got the good Cowboys and Giants game, big game there, and the game tonight, which is a big game, Vikings and Cowboys. For once, these NFL games on Thanksgiving Day. Sometimes these games are turkeys, as they say, but these games have actually, pretty good games.
They have the potential living up the hype. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Which, as you said, doesn't happen often, but we'll take it when it happens.
Yeah, there's been a few games here on Thanksgiving days that I've watched, and you're watching it, you're like, oh, it's terrible. But not today. I think it's interesting. I'm just gonna kind of relax and watch some of these games, and I'll watch this football game, and maybe because I got to be up so early tomorrow. But
Got another game tomorrow?
nah, just the World Cup games and stuff.
Oh, okay.
No,
I'm sorry. I thought you meant you had to
I'm on.
right away.
I'm on thing. Bill, Bill's asking Foxy if he thinks Ecuador has a chance tomorrow. Myron's at he's got invited to an American Thanksgiving supper at a friend, so I'm celebrating. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Yeah,
Well,
make
happy
sure you
Thanksgiving, Myron. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
make sure you get some of that food over there. Yeah, and Bill, look, I mean, when you look at this, I wasn't super impressed with the Netherlands. I mean, I thought they were okay, but once again, the first games are tough. You just want to win and get through them sometimes. I think you get decent odds on Ecuador, but you also, I mean, you get decent, Netherlands minus 125 is pretty interesting. So I think, either way you go, I think you're going to get decent odds there tomorrow. So, could be
By the
interesting
way,
game.
there's a game tomorrow night, a football game. If you're into college football, that Florida State. That's this is an opportunity for Florida State to prove to a great extent that perhaps Mike Norvell and his teams are ready to be competitive on a regular basis. So it'd be nice if FSU, and I say that I had great respect. I used to cover Coach Bowden I did a lot of FSU games when Bobby was there. But I've always been a Gator fan. But I don't think they have much. I think tomorrow night's going to belong to FSU. It's a big game for them, and I think it's a bigger game for them. So I think they're going to be able to pull that out tomorrow. And
Hope so.
And I think that Mike Norvell has finally proven the point that he has the plan, he has the right idea, and maybe just maybe FSU under Norvell's coming back.
Yeah, which, I hope as a Florida State fan growing up, I hope they kind of show up here. I think they're starting to build back to where they used to be. I think it's going to take a little while. It's all about recruiting.
It's also, if you look at what Norvell's done, and not that we want to get off track here, but just a point to be made, and that is that Norvell was very good at working the portal and in the transfer portal, and he did very well in the transfer portal. And I expected FSU, if they can get that win tomorrow, that's 9-win season. That's a 9-win season. That's not shabby, and I would think that would go a long way to helping FSU do well again in the transfer portal, which opens up on December the 5th.
Yeah, I think you got to try to keep building and keep, you can get to if you go 10-3 this year and win that game, win a bowl game and go 10-3, I think that's massive. You got to get, Florida State's got to, they got to start winning these. They've been down for too long there. I think this year it was tough because they had 3 games in a row in the middle of the season against Wake. It was a 3-point game late in the fourth quarter against NC State. They lost by 2, and Clemson they lost by 6. If they win one of those or 2 of those now, you're looking at 10, 11-2 or 10, 12-1, and maybe in the hunt for
playoffs. Yeah,
Clemson. Yeah, you're in the hunt, so you're not far away, but you got to keep getting better, obviously. The quarterback Travis is only he's a junior,
Sophomore.
so he'll be back. Yeah, Jordan Travis is a junior, so they'll be back. But
Yeah. So let's talk about the. Let's talk about. We've talked about the games tomorrow. Um, are there any other games you're looking at tomorrow that you feel are worthy of sitting back and saying, you know what, this is something I really might want to check out.
the football or the
Either,
world.
either or. You got them all. That's
I think in basketball, that you got all the tournaments going on for the college basketball, so I think that's going to be interesting. I saw North Carolina won, so I don't know. I don't know if they play tomorrow. I know in football, you got college football, you got Tulane Cincinnati at noon. I think that's going to be interesting.
well, that's an important one because whoever gets that will host the AAC championship game. So
yeah,
definitely a big. That's going to be a big game for one of those two.
no, that game at night is pretty big. The Wyoming and Fresno State both 7-4.
Yeah,
out
there. That's for the Mountain.
Yeah, it's an interesting game, but obviously, everything is on the world. The eyes are on the World Cup, and then there's Wales Iran is huge in the morning. I can't imagine Iran is going to play as poorly as they did against England. I just think they got.
It's huge for Wales, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I think it's big for both. I mean, look, Iran comes into this tournament, and they were, they were number 20 in the rankings here. So, if Iran can, Wales isn't great. I mean, they're not going to beat anybody 3-0 or anything. So, if they can get a point or something, if they can get any kind of result against Wales, they're still alive because then they'd play the U.S. So, and it would be huge for America, if that was a draw, I think, because then if America goes out there and
it would take a lot of pressure off of them.
Yeah. The Qatar Senegal game, I mean, no, not really too much interest in that one. The guys here are talking about Netherlands and Ecuador. I think that's I think that's.
I think the Netherlands takes that one without too much trouble.
Yeah, it's that Foxy's saying maybe Ecuador could get a draw there, but we'll
that's possible, Foxy.
Yeah, have to wait to see the lineups and stuff, and then obviously the USA England, and then there's all the games on Saturday. Same thing Saturday is I think the 8, the 11, and the 2 games are all pretty interesting. So I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna be getting much sleep until next week. I guess until these 5 a.m. games stop on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be the first day I'll be able to get any sleep, I guess.
Huh. There's there's some good college football on Saturday as well because you have the Michigan and Ohio State. That's the big noon game.
Yep.
And that's a huge game. And of course, later you're going to have SC playing against Notre Dame, which is the night game.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of big games this weekend, and it's good because the football and the NFL games on Sunday aren't. There's not a lot of very good games. It's a little bit of a weird schedule. There's some bad games to bet, but bad games to watch as well. So,
well, yeah, we have a weird week because we had a Monday game, a Tuesday game, and then there's 3 Thursday games. So you had 5 games played before Sunday, and then of course you have a Monday night game. So we have a lot less games this week than we normally would have because of the. Because of the situation being the way it is. But yeah, it's there's some stuff to be said and some games to be played.
Yeah, Spilled my drink here all over the place. Dripping all over the place here.
All right, tell you what. Let's get you out of here before you electrocute yourself. I'm trying to let me check and see if there are any questions going on, or we just have a good old fashioned.
A lot of comments. Yeah, and just if you're interested, 5 o'clock, come back. Be on with Plus Money, Amadeus, and we'll talk a little bit about these games tomorrow. We'll go a little bit more in depth, but if Foxy, Bill, Myron, we'll be back on in a little bit, and you can kind of we'll go over the lines a little bit more and stuff like that. So
all right, guys. Look, I'll let you have a lovely Thanksgiving, and Bill and Myron, Foxy. It's always a pleasure being around you guys. It's a lot of fun, and I hope that y'all have a good and safe weekend. And I'll be back tomorrow with the prodigal Sean, and hopefully he will.
We'll have some guests.
We'll have some guests.
We'll have some guests tomorrow. I'm going to be at an event, and we'll have some guests. We might have some former USA players and stuff. We'll see who's at the party, but it could be interesting. We might have some decent guests for you.
Yeah. Oh, great. Cool. All right. Well, then we will see you all tomorrow. And until that time, you all have a safe day, and stick around, because in about less than 30 minutes, it'll be Sean will be back. Right? Am I promoting it the right way? Okay.
Yeah, we'll be back there in about about.
You can't get rid of us this season.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit, just to go through the games real quickly and give our plays for tomorrow, and maybe for this football game tonight, maybe for this Egg Bowl tonight. So
there you go.
We'll talk a little bit.
Have some fun and enjoy your day. See you tomorrow, boys. Bye-bye.
Yep. See ya.